Welcome! You're listening to the Every Day is a New Day show. I am your host, Kim O'Neill, and this is the show that reminds you we live in a world of infinite possibilities. You are more amazing than you know. You are never alone, and the one with the power has always been you. I speak with awesome guests who have inspiring stories and tools to support you on your journey forward. Every day is always a new day, and your day's looking pretty bright. Woohoo! Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Every Day is a New Day show, and I'm your host, Kim O'Neill. I am not only a show host, though. What else do we have? Okay, so I'm also a speaker and a trainer. I'm so sorry, feeling sort of giddy. I'm also a speaker, and I'm a trainer and a coach, mentor, and I absolutely love hosting this show. And if you have been looking for a coach to help you to really know and express your amazing self, because you have amazing, unique gifts, and it's all about us owning it and standing in our power. And if you'd like some support with that and being able to move forward, then I encourage you to contact me and let's set up a free coaching consultation, and I would love to see how I can support you in that. So you can find out more by going to KimO'NeillCoaching.com, or you can check out my Facebook page at Kim O'Neill Coaching. And O'Neill is, of course, O'Neill. So with that said, I'm super excited because I have another wonderful guest here with me today. I have spoken with her before over on Facebook. We've been doing some live shows over there, always having a fantastic time, especially we have our guests and friends, and I shouldn't say guest, she's the guest. When we have audience participation, though, and other people joining us, just having such a great time. And so let me share with you who I have today. So once again, I'm so excited to speak with Susan Bradley-Boartfield. Welcome, Susan.
Hi, Kim. I'm so excited for tonight's show. Yes.
Oh, I love that. You got a little sing-songy right there.
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay. Well, so we are going to switch things up just a little bit tonight. I mean, this is still the inspirational interview show about moving forward, but this is really, we're going to be talking to Susan, hearing some good, exciting, fun news that she is going to share with us today, and also just to allow this to be a little bit more of a conversation between the two of us. So it's going to be a little different. And I want to read you her bio, but actually let me also tell you that we are accepting live callers. So if at any point you want to chime in, you want to maybe ask Susan questions, whether it be about her, about the news she's going to share, or maybe you have questions for me, or just really, we're open. So you are welcome to call us. We're on bbsradio.com, station 2, and the phone number is 888-429. Oh, I didn't write the full number down. Let's see here. The phone number is 888-429-5471. So tuck that number away. If you didn't get it right now, go to bbsradio.com and look for station 2, the call-in number. We would love to speak with you. But I'm going to move on now and share with you a little bit more about who my guest is today. So Susan Bradley-Boartfield is a spiritually guided transformational leader, business strategist, and healer. As a former corporate leader in the insurance industry, Susan was well respected for her unique approach to business, understanding that business success was created through relationships, not sales. Sales are the result of the relationships created. This approach to the know, like, and trust philosophy that is now recognized as the key to business created not only rapid growth, but retention for her year after year. Everything changed, though, when Susan's younger sister passed away in 2011, leaving behind 3 children. Not only did Susan lose her mojo for the insurance business, but her physical health deteriorated to the point she became bedridden. She was told she would never work again, which was something she refused to accept. Susan then spent this time studying the mind-body connection, energy healing using frequencies, meditation, and she became a certified coach. Today, everything Susan does is spiritually guided. Through her connection, she was given a vision and founded Partners at Play, a community for coaches, healers, and light workers to collaborate, co-create, and cooperate. Susan uses these heart-centered professionals to build a strong foundation. Susan assists these heart-centered professionals build a strong foundation and bring their messages to the world. Through teaching, coaching, and mentoring, it is Susan's mission to help humanity remember the truth of who they are and prepare them as they shift into a new way of being on the planet. So welcome again, Susan.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It's a bit, but it does really paint the picture of where you're coming from and what you do today.
Yes, so I don't have to say it. So thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything you would like to elaborate on or share? Or
I have just had the most amazing, year. This past 12 months just has been so amazing. And the connections and the friendships and the growth and the love has just, expanded exponentially, like really. So I'm just sitting here very grateful.
Well, and what I love is that you and I, so this is what tells me we have more of a soul connection, because you and I have really only known each other for a little over a year. But that blows my mind when I think about that, because it feels like a lot longer.
It does feel like a lot longer, but it really has only been, I think, since December of 2016.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and when we first met, both of us were actually in a different place in our lives. We were on the same pathway that we're on today, but we were in a different place, on the path back then. So why don't you share with us? I mean, I know some things you've been doing, but let's share with the audience what have you been doing that's brought you so much joy over the last 12 months?
Okay, well, first let me just say that, back then I was petrified to step out, right? I was coaching behind the scenes and doing one-on-one coaching, but this, being on radio shows and, Facebook Lives and B Lives and all of that was very scary. So we've come a long way. And for your audience members, Kim was the first one to ever interview me. And then I had a meltdown because I was, at that point, I wasn't secure enough in who I was to want to be seen. But, so I kind of flipped out and didn't want her to share it, but I got over it.
Oh, funny. But Susan, I think that's a common experience. Like whenever it's one thing to be seen by the people that we're around on a daily basis, or maybe our family members, coworkers. But when we start to consciously expose ourselves to what is perceived as the unknown, right? Okay, I don't know, unknown people somewhere out there in the world. I have no clue if they're going to like what they see, if they don't like what they see, what if they make comments,
Right.
It requires, go ahead.
That whole fear of not being perfect.
Yes.
Right? That whole fear of not being perfect and, being judged. But now I released all of that as because you've been on my path. So you've been witness to how far, I've come, and, just transcend the fear and just decide to go for it completely with my whole heart. So this past year has just been amazing because, I connected with you like on a deeper level after the whole meltdown thing. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
She forgave me. But I think that happened perfectly, right? Because you were able to coach me through it. And so that I was okay with being seen. And that was really helpful. But since then, we have grown our connection. And through that, you've joined my group that I started in October.
Yes,
right?
I have. Yep.
It's Partners Private Playground. So there are 6 of us in the group. And it has been phenomenal. What a difference when you feel supported in your mission.
Yep.
Right?
Huge
it's like
difference.
Fast forward. It's like I feel like I have news that I'm going to share in a little bit, but it'll show you like how fast the growth occurred when you are supported. And I know that everyone in the group is feeling that as well. And that's just amazing. So Kim is in my private group. So I get to play with her all the time, which is fabulous. And
it's a wonderful group, Susan. And I've actually been calling it a mastermind group. But do you call it that?
I do. I call it like the ultimate mastermind, right?
Nice.
It is the ultimate mastermind because we really do allow, all of us to share our vision, to really speak our heart and our mind. And, we loving, like, there's just so much respect and love and honoring other people for who they are in our group. And there's no, there's just support and love. And I feel that all the time so deeply. So I'm blessed.
Yes, the support makes a huge difference. It's goodness. Yeah. I feel like I drew a blank all of a sudden, but the support is amazing. So the other thing, okay, so let's talk about this because how you and I were initially connected and then how the rest of us are all connected. We do have one thing in common. So I'd like you to touch on this in case this is something that's key for others or not. Maybe other people are wondering about this that do know this key link we have. So we are all certified law of attraction coaches.
Yes.
Even though we might have different unique focuses or approaches or niches, however you want to look at it, we do have that one thing in common. So is that a requirement to be a part of your group or tell us?
No, but you, that is beautiful that we do have that in common because we always do come back to that. And when we're closing ourselves off to what the universe has in store for us, we recognize it, right?
Yes. Yep.
And or we'll talk about it, and then we open to it. So that's beautiful, but it's not a requirement. What is required is that you are very authentic in who you are, and serving the world is your purpose. So in whatever way that looks for you, but you must really have that passion to be of service in the world.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, just in case anybody was wondering. Susan, your heart just shows in everything that you do. And I think, it's your group, but obviously like you didn't just bring us together. Like you really do help carry us through, every month and the goals that we set for ourselves. And it's been really wonderful to experience. I know that it's made a huge difference for me. I feel like there was a time when I was really feeling a lack of support. And when I joined the group, I noticed that started to shift. And at some point I started to feel like the scales tipped and I was now on the other side of it. So while I could now be maybe consciously sort of aware of that, I'm now in the space where I can start to really, it's easier to let go of some of that story and no, that is not the truth. I have an amazing tribe of people that support me, and, so that's one thing that you do in your group.
It is. It's huge, right? When you know that, because I don't believe in failure, right? I do not
either.
Believe that you can fail at your own experience. It's your experience, right?
Yeah.
So, but when you're feeling like you're not making the right choice, or you're feeling low because of something going on, and you have that tribe of people around you saying, it's going to be okay. We got you, right? And they really do.
Yeah.
So that's the big difference. And, I couldn't do what I do to the magnitude that I do it if it wasn't for all of you, right? So let's talk about all of you for who you are, right? So, we all centered on the law of attraction, but we do all have our own magic that we bring to the world. So, Kim, talk about your magic.
My magic. So at the beginning of the show, Susan and I were talking, and I said, "Are you going to hijack my show and turn it around into something different?" What? She said, "Throw out your interview questions." I was like, "Excuse me, maybe I will." My magic. You know what? My magic. I love that question. The first thing that comes to mind for me is that I really feel one of the things that I'm able to offer people is that I really can help bridge the gap between the head and the heart, from the practical to the metaphysical. And for a while there, I didn't realize that's what I was learning about myself. I was just sort of in the process of freaking out and feeling like, what is going on? I felt sort of split in two. I had this practical day job. I worked in public safety, and just everything was just very analytical and focused. It's all up in a headspace, lots of thinking and strategizing and researching and all of that stuff, which is fantastic. And that is a strength of mine. And then the other part of me, when I wasn't doing that, was completely in a different space, doing the meditation and the energy work and connecting with my emotions and reading energy and what's going on now. And so constantly going back and forth between these two worlds was confusing, and yet exactly how it was meant to happen, because I, through that process, learned how I can start to integrate the two, how I don't have to feel like I'm living in two separate worlds, how I can embrace and realize that, no, they are part of the same. And my journey is learning how to just allow and to accept both of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I love that, right? Because that's exactly what you learn. Because I know for me and some other members of the group, it's like we became law of attraction coaches, but we didn't think to integrate all of our other life experience, right? Yeah. So it was kind of separate at first. So you weren't the only one that was confused. At first, I thought that I was supposed to coach people that were bedridden, because that was my experience I was going through as I was becoming a coach. And I kind of let go of all my years of business, right? So it was awesome to see that you saw that as a gift. And now it's almost, I feel like I witnessed you become whole and full and complete, right?
Yeah. You have. Yeah. That's wow. Yeah.
And now you're on fire.
Woo! Get me some water. Gosh, what did I want to say about that? So there's a quote from a female. Those who are in the online entrepreneurial world have probably heard of Jen Kem or Jennifer Kem. But she has a quote that I just always go back to. Separation is pain. And for me, that you could look at that in a whole different, a whole variety of contexts. But for me, that is a separation of head and heart, separation of, I'm one person when I'm at work. I'm another person when I'm outside of work. And that's not to say that, when you're at work, then you are just this open wound and you expose all of who you are. No. There's ways to balance it out and to work with the energy and be in the flow for the environment that you're in. And that's what I was learning. I mean, I was working at a police department, and then I was, going home and coaching and meditating and coming from a completely different space. And it was a lot for a while there, but I absolutely do feel that I've found a way to experience both. And, anyway, I'll leave it there for now.
And honor all sides of you.
Yes, I love that. Honor all sides of me. Absolutely. So, a big part of that was about learning how to be aware of my energy, be aware of my intention. What do I want to experience for, wherever I am on any given day, and be able to stand firm and strong and confident in that, and be in the flow if, say, the energy or environment around me started to shift. And so that I wasn't just blowing with the wind wherever, other people around me are upset or angry, they're sad, frustrated, and to not be overly rattled by that. I could still stand in my power regardless of what was around me. Now, can it be harder at times when there's a lot of other intense energies happening around you? Certainly. But the more that you practice it, the easier it can get. So that was a huge thing that I was learning while I was there.
And I love that you're teaching that now as a coach, right?
I am,
because you did experience that intensity of not being whole in your day job and not whole in your personal life. You had to integrate them both so that you could become who you are now. And let's just touch upon the magic that happened once you did that. Talk about what has happened to Kim in the last 6 months. Remember, it's only an hour show.
You know what? I don't know what's going on here. So scratch that with guest Kim O'Neill.
Yes. So Kim. So
what was the question?
Since we've been together in the group, the Partners Private Playground, which has evolved, and we'll talk about that next. But what have you accomplished in these last 6 months? Like, really?
Okay, well, so the first thing that comes to mind is actually something I wanted to mention when you first started talking, is you are incredibly inspiring with the videos that you do and that you put out. And just sometimes you're just so spontaneous and impromptu, and you just do something really quick. Because it's been awesome to see you go from the very first time we connected for an interview, and you were in a completely different space. You're a positive, loving person, but you were in a lower vibration then, right? Mm-hmm. And to see you go from that to you're leading this group of other coaches now, and you have I think you have, well, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you maybe have like more than one video series.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Plus you do your lives and your interviews.
How did this become the Kim O'Neill show again?
I'm going somewhere, I think. Okay. So it's because here's what I wanted to add, is because even though I had let's see, and so this was beginning of 2017. So even at that time, I had already been hosting a live show like this for about a year and a half. So I'd had some practice and background of it, but it wasn't until right around that time that I was just getting to know you, early 2017, when I started being a guest on other people's shows. And I didn't really expect this because I do have so much of my background has involved either performance, presentation, public speaking, something of that sort. So to me, this is not totally foreign for me to host a show. I remember when someone said, "What? Talk for a whole hour? How can you do that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, that's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not concerned about that." But as soon as I started to add, "Oh, now I'm going to be a guest on someone else's show," that was an arena that was a different ball game. And, even at that point, I'd already been, I started out coaching where I would coach people to do interviews, how to prepare for job interviews. And now I'm moving into preparing people for podcast interviews. But at that time, it was so interesting. It's like, well, I know how to do all this. And yet, wow, there's another level within me, some other stuff I had to work through to actually get to the place where I felt more comfortable being the guest in podcast interviews. Being an interviewee for a job interview, that is one thing. But being a podcast interviewee is a completely different thing. And I had to learn that difference and how to go within myself and go, wait a second, okay, what do we got to work on through here? Because, yeah, I had some not so ideal first few experiences, and, I've just continued to learn along the way. So, okay, so I wanted to share that. And now I'm trying to remember what your question was again, because this is my show. And I forget what you said again. You're asking me what I learned.
But in the last 6 months, you have accomplished so much. You are a best-selling co-author.
So here's what I would say is it's been a combination of course, me doing my own work on me, but then also taking it to that next level and saying, you know what, I've identified that I would really benefit from some added support. Look, I've actually got someone that I trust, someone that I like, someone I've gotten to know, the know, like, trust factor. Susan Bradley-Boartfield has it. And you were starting a group that was just so ideal for someone like me, looking for support. And so having that added support of you and the other people in the group, knowing that we all have each other's backs, that we show up for each other, it made it easier to start to do these things where we put ourselves out there in new ways, where we start to experiment with things that we're not so sure how it's going to work out. And that's okay, though, because we're there to support each other and, work through it together. So I mean, it's been fantastic for me, because I was someone who, it's like, okay, well, I've got these different things that I'm doing, and a huge level of fear and anxiety because I didn't really feel like I had that support. So you created that space, and it's allowed me to feel more confident and safe in stepping out there and doing these things.
And I love that, that my vision came true, right? Because I'm all about collaboration and co-creation and cooperation. And it started with me supporting everybody, right? But now you guys are going off and creating your own little things. And I just love that. And if for some reason I can't make one of your events, which I love to show up to all of your events, everybody's events, but I know somebody else will be there, right?
Yeah.
And I just know that's how this group is, and we just really do hold each other up. So I want to, but you have since our group, and it's not that you haven't worked on your book before that, but you have become a best-selling author, a co-author, right?
Yes.
You've also, been just featured yesterday in Voyage LA, right? Voyage LA. And you are on Angel Jones' show, and you're on the Be Live show, and your radio show is rocking it, and you're doing Facebook Live. For your radio show, you're doing Facebook Lives now, and you have just blown me away. Like this week, you had like 6 events. I'm like, okay.
You know
I don't know how I'm going to get to all of them.
Susan is so amazing like that. Okay, so yeah, this week really, really morphed into more than I initially realized. So it started out being a 2-interview week. It's now, we're only on Wednesday, and it's now an 8-interview week. And combination of me hosting or co-hosting, and then me also being the interviewee. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I love you for always showing up when you can. So thank you so much for that. I know you have more to share, but we are already at the midpoint of the show. So we are going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Susan Bradley-Boartfield. She's going to share with us, I can't give away the good news. So she has
huge secret.
Yes, she has. That was me trying to mimic, like saying something and it being muffled. For anyone who's wondering what just happened there. Okay. Maybe that didn't translate well for everyone else. Uh-oh. Okay. So when we come back, Susan is going to share with us some more news and more about her group. And yeah, if you are a coach, a healer, an entrepreneur, someone who's heart-centered, and you're looking for support, Susan Bradley-Boartfield and her Partners at Play group may be just what you're looking for. So continue to tune in and listen to us. Listen to us. That sounds funny. And if you would like to be a live caller, we would love to hear from you. So the number again is 888-429-5471. 888-429-5471 here on bbsradio.com, Station 2. Stay there. We'll be right back.
No matter how your life looks today, your possibilities are endless. You deserve all the joy, peace, and excitement in life that you desire. Life doesn't come with a manual, and that's why personal coaching is so awesome. Moving forward is easier. Creating a new reality for yourself, healing your mind and body, it's all possible. Visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com today to learn more and schedule your free consultation.
What books are you reading? Are you ready for a must-read? Winner of the Inspirational Book of the Year Award and international bestsellers, Dare to Dream, This Life Counts by Debbie Dashinger, as well as the acclaimed Wisdom to Success, The Surefire Secrets to Accomplish All Your Dreams. Buy the books from Amazon today. U.S. Book Review and Writer's Digest said these are critics' picks. By Debbie Dashinger, Dare to Dream and Wisdom to Success contain gems to live your life by.
Sometimes we wish we could practically do nothing and still feel better. Guess what? You kinda can. When you schedule a Reiki or guided meditation session, you can just be and receive and allow the energy to shift. There's relief. These energy sessions can be done alone or combined with a coaching session. Find out more at KimO'NeillCoaching.com and click on the Energy Work tab.
Do you have a published book that never reached its bestseller potential? Are you working on a book or ebook you hope to publish soon? Do you have a book locked inside, waiting to release your message to the world? Go to mybestsellerbook.com. My Bestseller Book will launch your book to a guaranteed bestseller status. Learn more at mybestsellerbook.com.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to the Every Day is a New Day show, and I'm your host, Kim O'Neill, and just having a great time with my guest today. Guest who's more than just a guest. She is my friend. She is my business coach. She is she's Susan Extraordinaire. How about that?
I like that.
Okay, Susan Bradley-Boartfield, and we're talking to her about her program, Partners at Play, a very wonderful community for coaches, healers, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and things of that sort. So Susan, I know you were going to start to take us in a slightly different direction or elaborate on what you've been talking about. Feel free to go ahead and share what we
Okay. It's so funny because we've been kind of keeping the secret for a long, long time, right? So I finally get to talk about it, and I'm at a loss of words.
Okay.
But okay, so I have my Facebook page, Partners at Play, right? And that was given to me by the divine in a vision. And it is an awesome community for coaches, healers, and light workers, like you said. But then I started, growing groups. Like I started conducting private groups, moving a little bit away from the one-on-one coaching, unless you're, one of my, in my group, because I love giving you guys a lot of attention. So I created Partners Private Playground, which is the group that we've been talking about that Kim's in. And we also have Nori Love, who is coaching with love, and she is so tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. She is an amazing healer, light worker, and coach, and she works with body transformation. So remember, Kim said that we're all law of attraction coaches, but Kim helps people bridge the gap, right? Yeah. From being an empath or sensitive into the workplace. And Nori, she's an RN, a Reiki master, a hypnotherapist, and she does the body transformation, right? She helps you shift your body without dieting or surgeries or anything like that. And then we have the amazing Anne McElwee, right, who lives near me. And we live in New England, but we met in San Diego, which was really funny.
So amazing.
We actually lived in the same town for 7 years and never ran into each other. Wow. So the universe decided to bring us to San Diego and put us in the same room. And so she's actually coming to my house tomorrow for, she gets a little perk because she gets to come to my house and I help her with her business and we brainstorm and come up with all sorts of fun ideas. The last time she was at my house, I got her to dance a little bit.
Nice. Anne's got awesome, fun energy. So
she does.
I bet you had a good time.
And Anne heals your relationship with money. So she does it in such a beautiful and fun, amazing way. And then we have Jason, who I just love Jason. He's the first person, like every time I talk to Jason, like I walk away and I'm like, oh, I should do this, or something comes to me. It's amazing. He was the first person that the name Partners at Play came in a conversation with him. And he works with frequencies and that's what really drew me to him, because that's how I healed my own body from being bedridden. I started guided meditations that were laid with frequencies and healing music. And Jason creates his own frequency music and everything.
Awesome.
And he does sound healing, so he'll work with singing bowls and tuning forks. And he's just this extraordinary man, and he's amazing. So I just adore him. And then we have Lynn, right? And Lynn Satori she's a medium, and she works with tarot and chakras, and she just can tap in and see, the opportunities that await you. And she believes as I do, you always have choice. You can always change your fate, right? So, but she helps guide you on your path, and it's just such a beautiful thing. And so even though we're all law of attraction coaches, do you see how different we are as well? But we're so well-rounded, and it's beautiful. So this was a 6-month group, and our journey is going to be coming to an end. And this program was all about stepping out as the amazing leader you were born to be. And I have to say, you're all ready. All of you are already showing that and showing up as that. And it's just been so amazing, this whole journey. But back in December, when we were doing the 12 Days Manifesting song, remember that?
Why did you announce that? Uh-oh. It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. To get everybody, because I learned when I was at my worst in your interview, I felt like I was at my worst, I felt like I made an ass out of myself. I look at it different now. Good. But back then, I was being very harsh on myself. So I came up with this beautiful idea of doing a song, making up a song, and Jason did the music, and we just kind of made, it was just this 12 Days Manifesting song. It was so much fun, and it just, if we could be seen like that, we can be seen in any situation. And I feel that really opened up for all this new inspiration and new downloads and all this new opportunities to come forward. So it was your idea to, as we move forward beyond this group, we are known as...
I want you to say it.
This private group I have, Kim, Jason, Nori, Ann, and Lynn, we are Soul Speakers Global. And that's how we will be stepping into our future. And I see us on stage together, and it's really exciting because I know that's going to happen. And I know so many amazing opportunities and doors and things. And, when we're 90, we're going to be rocking in our chairs going, remember? Or maybe, I got to go in 20 minutes because I have a coaching call. Who knows, right? But
what I love, Susan, is I know that earlier I used the phrase, bridging the gap from the practical to the metaphysical, from the head to the heart. And although I've identified that as like a key thing that really stands out for how I'm able to serve my clients, really that's what all of us are doing. We all have that experience of being in a space in life before we knew about, say, law of attraction or energy, or maybe we had abilities and we didn't really know what they were, or we were too scared to know what they were. And so moving from, then of being in that sort of a space to then finally learning, for whatever our unique experiences were, but finally realizing, okay, I want to learn more, or I need to learn more. This is somehow going to serve me, or I can no longer deny this, and allowing to go more with the flow and move in the direction of what was calling us. And now being in the space that we're in now, like you mentioned with all of us, now knowing more about the body, knowing more about the energy of money, knowing more about how to be confident and be in interviews and see our path in a different light and understand how we're impacted by music and sound energy and things like that. We're all really able to do that, help speak to each other's soul and bridge that gap from wherever someone is today to where is it that they want to go. And that's what I also love about our group is we're all helping, everyone to stand in their soul truth and, be more of who they want to be. Yeah.
I know, and we've learned so much from each other, right? I might lead the group, but I receive so much. I learned so much from all of you, and I just love that. So March 24th is our big finale of
Woo!
woohoo, right? Take a
Yeah.
minute. I mean, huge. It just seems like we've been together for our whole life, but it's only going to be 6 months on March 24th. And we are going to be stepping in and stepping out into our own magnificence and shining our light upon the world in a virtual summit. So, I love that, right? Because
I love it. So for those that don't know, I can see Susan right now. And she just like had this blissful moment as she said, virtual summit. Oh, yes,
right?
I agree.
Because the first thought when I was putting this program together, I said at the end we're going to do a telesummit and da 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 da, right? But when I was able to see everybody's soul and everybody's spirit and everybody's heart and everybody just expanding and really stretching, I'm like, people need to experience you, right? Everybody just needs to experience you. And when they do, they're going to love all of you too, just as much as I do. So we are having a virtual summit on March 24th. And it's just going to be so amazing. You guys are all going to be teaching what you do. So, and there's going to be prizes and surprises and awesomeness. And I'm just so excited. And you heard it here first. I've been holding that in forever. So Soul Speakers Global is going live on March 24th. And I hope everybody listening to either live or the replay signs up. It's a free event, but you're not going to want to miss it because I just feel the magic and the power in this day that we're going to, wow.
Oh, yes, I'm super excited, Susan. And that's really, I'm just looking at the calendar again. That's really just like about 3 weeks away. I know. Oh my gosh. What?
I know. And I have one more surprise. And this shows
wish I had drums. I'm rattling my bracelet. That's not good enough. We need something better. Yeah.
And we're on radio, so you can't see the bliss.
I know. Exactly. Here, let me clap together too.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
So this shows how much I've grown as a person because I am interviewing the amazing Christy Whitman. I know. And for those of you that don't know Christy Whitman, she is the creator and founder of our coaching academy, the QSCA Quantum Success Coaching Academy. And she was just voted number 8 in the world, the 8th guru in the whole world. She just inspires me every single day. And just watching her, she is just this powerhouse of a woman and just
absolutely
authentic and heart-centered. And, she just is a superstar in my eyes. And so to have the honor of interviewing her, and it's funny because I'm going to share when in 2016, I met Christy Whitman at an event, and I was still I didn't graduate yet, right? I was almost graduated, but I hadn't graduated yet, and I had an opportunity to meet her. And the theme of the party was Come As You Are in 5 years. And so when I introduced myself to her, and she's very, very 100% present when she's with you. So she's looking at my eyes and I'm looking in hers and we're shaking hands. And she said, "Where are you going to be in 5 years?" And I looked at her with such confidence, and I don't know where it came from, but I said, "On a stage with you."
Aww.
And a year and a half later, I'm going to be on a virtual stage with the amazing Christy Whitman. And, that just, so we're all stepping out, right? And with no fear, no limitations, we've released all the self-judgment and the self-limitation, and all those walls that we built for ourselves have come down. And so I'm just so excited because this event is going to be amazing. Seriously amazing. I really think it's going to shift the whole way summits are done in the future. I do.
I love it. I'm super excited because, each of us are going to be teaching something specific to what we can all teach so many different things. But anyway, we're each going to have a different focus on what we teach in the summit. But then to be able to have Christy there to really, she is such a consistently high vibration energy. And I know I shared this with you, Susan, but for anyone who's listening, when I first met her, I was almost freaked out to meet her in person. It was also at a similar event to what you had attended, but it was a different one. And another person who I was almost intimidated to introduce myself to, they then said, "Oh, have you met Christy yet?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Let me introduce you." And all of a sudden it was like we were walking so quickly towards Christy, and I just wanted to pull away and say, "No, I'm not ready." And instead I walked up with her and then I started crying. And she's like, "Uh-oh," you could tell she thought something was wrong. And I was like, "No, I'm just so excited to meet you." It was actually really embarrassing, but it came from your heart, right? Because
totally. And Christy has changed my life because in that weekend, it was Come As You Are in 5 years on the Saturday cocktail party. And I just made a commitment from Friday when I got off the plane that I was going to be that successful, amazing, fabulous coach that I wanted to be and that I could envision myself to be in 5 years. And so when I introduced myself and I so confidently said, "I'm going to be on a stage with you," I actually believed it. And that's what helped me overcome my fear of doing interviews. And ever since then, you can't get me off camera. I'm always, I have a program where you get me in every day for 30 days in your email. So,
well, I think it's an awesome story, Susan. And it's really a testament to when you set the intention and you stay focused on it, right? You maybe your confidence dips here and there, but basically you continue to bring yourself back and know that where you're headed, then that's how things like this happen. And this is really just a step on the way to that physical stage that you're going to be on with Christy. So this is evidence of you being focused in your energy and your thoughts, your vision, and look what is manifesting. And through your action, of course, through your action, what you've manifested so far. And we all know this is just the beginning. So I love it. And I'm grateful that I get to be a part of this. And again, everyone else that's part of it. We only have a few minutes left, and then the next awesome show is coming on. So Susan, where are people going to be able to find out more about this event so they can sign up?
Okay, so registration starts Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is noon Pacific time.
So this Friday?
This Friday.
Okay, so for those listening live, that means Friday, March 9th, 2018.
Yes. So I will be sharing the link, on your page as well. I know you'll share it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Of course. I will be sharing it. Yes.
So if you're connected with Kim, you can find it on her page. But or you can absolutely, if you're interested, you can go to Partners at Play, my page. You can private message me. You can email me at susanb@partnersatplay.ventures. And I'll send you all the fabulous details. I'm really, really excited. But registration starts, and we are giving away so many prizes and gifts.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I mean, it's going to really be a party, and the energy and the vibration is going to be off the charts. And, you know, and it really is like, moving into spring with renewed energy and abundance. And, you know, it's just, I'm like, even when I think about it, I'm like, ah! I mean,
can I use the phrase that I used earlier today?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's like an energy and abundance makeover.
Yeah.
And so it's all free. It's all free. And so, yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it, but I know that if I wasn't a part of it, like this, oh my gosh, there's so much goodness in this for anyone who's really looking to boost their energy in multiple directions. Then this is an event that you can sign up for. It's completely free, but you do have to sign up for it so you can receive the links and everything.
And the prizes and the gifts.
Exactly. Because there are lots of prizes. So there's going to be lots of winners. We have prizes going on during the event, after the event. Yes.
Yes. I mean, the Oscars got nothing on us. So.
Oh, look at that. I love her. Oh my goodness. So Susan, thank you so much. Were you going to say something else?
No, I just, just really quick, it's going to be, Nori with the body transformation, energy high and feeling good. And then Jason's going to be doing the sound healing and the visualization. And then Anne's going to be helping you build your relationship with money and bust open your blocks. And then you're going to be bridging the gap for empaths to have a pleasant experience in the workplace. And Lynn is going to be doing her tarot reading and talking about, all those mystical and magical kind of things. And then my interview with Christy is going to top up the day. And all the fun prizes at the Soul Speakers Global event happening March 24th, 2018. And registration opens this Friday, March 9th. 2018, and you can find out more on Facebook at Partners at Play, or of course I will also be sharing the information. So on Facebook at Kim O'Neill Coaching, you can find out more information. So Susan, it's been awesome having you here today. Yeah, she just blew me a kiss. I'm blowing you a kiss back. I love you.
I love you too.
I forgot we have to tell people. Yes.
Because they can't see it. Maybe they heard you smack your lips and they're like, is she eating? What's going on? So no, she blew me a kiss. Okay, so we got to wrap it up. So you've been listening to Every Day is a New Day, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Whether you were listening live or on the replay, which might be here on BBS or over on YouTube, then I would love to hear from you and let me know how you've enjoyed this show. What insights came up for you? Are you looking for a coach? Have you had thoughts about law of attraction? Are you trying to move beyond whatever situation is in your life today towards something different? Do you feel like you have support and maybe you don't? Any of these questions and more, I would love to connect with you and see how I might be able to support you. And of course, this is also Susan's arena, so you can find out links to her contact information on my page as well. And I thank you for being here. Remember that every day is always a new day. There is always hope. Wherever you are today is not where you necessarily will be tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, bye.
Bye.